To this contest this afternoon, it's going to be Toby Conway and Sam Conway up in the ruck to begin proceedings, and it's Toby Conway with the first tap of the game straight to Lucas, who kicks up towards centre half forward, and Wiltshire takes the mark. He dabs the pass in towards the pocket, rolling ball, and now Werribee can mop up at the back. The kick to Mallowell, just a bit too fierce for him, over and out it goes, and so Geelong can come in again. Shellcraft into the pocket. A bouncing ball towards the pocket. Wiltshire again. Couple of early touches. And over and out it goes. So, of course, one of their recent draftees as well, Ollie Wiltshire. So Geelong fans can get a glimpse of him this afternoon. A promising talent. Toss back in. Sam Conway work to the front. Ball has been hand passed down to Shellcraft. His kick has just been touched over the line. Coghlan was there on the last line and a minor score.
Yeah, they've lost a few players. Tom Gribble, the Liston Trophy winner. Michael Sotomarco, another of them. This player keeps on keeping on. Don Brew, one of the vice captains for the club again this season. Jesse Clark goes across to the skipper. Coghlan, little chipping ball, will find Cooper. But they have recruited well. Here's Maluau. His kick goes short. Cooper White playing against his old side today. Cooper White lining up for his first game for Werribee. Goes to a very congested pack of players. Good tackling pressure again from the Bees. Cooper White doing the tackling, just reminding his old team who he is. And unfortunately, Ollie Wiltshire says, well, I wasn't playing in the team last season. Pick 61 in the draft for the Cats. Connor O'Sullivan, pick 11 for the Cats. He is in the lineup today. And also Lawson Humphreys, pick 63.
Toss back in. Conway and Conway up in the ruck. Cloesi, his kick was smothered. Spills out the back. Brew. The hand pass to White. Couple of early touches for him. Left foot kick inside the forward 50. But going up is the captain for Geelong. Caperon takes the mark. The newly named captain switches across the ground to Nevitt, who came on the ground last night against Adelaide. Not for all that long, though, as he stabs the pass to O'Sullivan, one of those recent draftees that we talk about. And now Bradkey on the wing, on the outer side. Hardy now. Towards Nevitt again. Through traffic. Nevitt had some time. Pops the kick up inside the forward 50. Conway's there for Werribee. Got it to Coghlan. Kick was smothered. Bouncing ball. Opportunity here for Geelong, but Brew comes in. Applies a strong tackle. And that ball is not going anywhere. The umpire will lock things up. Good pressure from both sides so far to open up this game.
Yep, as the ball's tossed up. Eventually, it's released. Daly Andrews, another new recruit for Werribee, coming across from Williamstown. He's wrapped up in the tackle, and the umpire will come in and toss that ball up. Well, we had an overcast start to the Rebel VFLW game earlier today. Sky's starting to clear. Brew, he's going to be wrapped up in the tackle. Andrews should clear the footy for Werribee, and he does outside 50. Payer trying to come in and force the contest. He did well working against Conway. Eventually it is released. Murdoch getting hands to it. There's going to be a free kick though, and it will go the way of Werribee. In this early stage, Jay Dalhouse has it. Goes wider to Garoni. So still have a good nucleus here, despite the departures from the club, including this guy, Kai de Klaas, named in the state squad, take on South Australia in gather rounds. That match in Glenelg in a couple of weeks' time. Finds Garoni. Again, he's also been named in the squad. Werribee with good representation. The short kick finds Jack Henderson. So the kick inside 50 to Klaas, having front position. Couldn't quite get to it. Ball released. Hardy will kick up the line, and it's a good kick, finding Shannon Neal.
So Neal, eyes were darting towards the middle initially. Dangerous kick, but he had the man over the top. And so Geelong can repel their attack through the middle. The kick comes to Foster. sporting the long sleeves this afternoon. Foster to Caperon. And then he looks for the option inside 50, but a strong mark. Front position was Riley Bice, who's come down from the Albury Tigers to join this Werribee lineup. Spots up Hayes in the middle of the ground. Dalhouse out wide to De Clace. So impressive last year. Henderson now. Short hands to Brew. Back to Henderson through the ground, through the middle of the ground. And now Hayes to the outer side. So Garoni. He had the man running over the top. That's Lewis Pinnock. 55 metres out from goal. A cluttered forward line at the moment for Werribee. He puts the kick up. Garoni was there, all on his lonesome. And Hudson Garoni will have a chance here to steer this one through for Werribee's first goal of the 2024 VFL season.
It's patient play from the Tigers as they went up the ground there.
Yep.
Just trying to find the best option inside 50. There's a shallow entry, but effective if they can get the score on the board. I mentioned they got 6 players in that state squad. A huge representation, understandable considering the runners-up last season.
Here's Garoni. The kick on its way is missing the lot. Out of bounds on the full.
So speaking of recruits, Emerson Jecker, and there's a rookie from the Hawks. Oh, the kick, though, is going to be chopped off. And Grintel has taken the mark. He just had the awareness, see where the footy was going, anticipated nicely. We had a shot on target 30 seconds ago, one much closer now. And Harry Grintel should be able to finish this one off and get the first for the Tigers. A deliberate approach. The ex-Giant, he makes no mistake though, they are on the board. So the Cats finishing 13th last season. You mentioned a new captain, Daniel Caperon, for the side. Plenty of vice captains. Tobin Murray, number 61, is the 23rd player today for the club. And some good players. This is Caelan Bradkey, the headliner there, coming over from Richmond's AFL team to play with this VFL side. Oscar Riccardi still here. He's now just a fully fledged VFL player, so sticking with the Cats. Just to name a few of the players that have come across to Geelong's VFL team. But a good start here for Werribee.
Absolutely. So, bounce back in the middle. Conway knocked it down. And then Shellcraft worked his way over the footy and then kicks up towards half forward. Clohessy. Oh, what a wonderful mark. The second bite of the cherry and then the dive as well. He pops the kick up towards the pocket and it just rolls out of play. Pleading for the free kick there was Shannon Neal.
Should point out too that it's Cade Shellcraft. Of course, the brothers were here. Jai Shellcraft, who I think the best in Ferris last season. He's gone to Swan Districts for season 2024. So Cade Shellcraft, the lone Shellcraft, still on the Cats list.
Tossed in, boots a ball by Andrews. Nevitt wrapped up by De Clace. And he can't escape the tackle.
They did play a practice match, these two sides, a couple of weeks ago. Werribee getting the win, 86-67.
Tossed up again. Conway for Werribee knocked it down. Brew had it stolen. And now Hardy kicks around his body. Coughlin's there for Werribee. And then steers the pass out wide, but Nevitt was there to cut it off at half forward. And will send it back in for Geelong. He's marked it right on 50. Probably too far out to score, you'd say. He sets things up towards the pocket. Neal comes at it. And then snapping around his body there was Foster, bouncing. Malawal was there and made sure it went over the line for a minor score.
So plenty of attacking. Of course, a new coach for the Werribee Tigers this season. Mickey Barlow getting a gig at North Melbourne. The AFL side of things. Jimmy Allen comes in for the Tigers. If you're liking what he's seeing, like that mark too from Pinnock, who goes wide. De Class has centre wing all to himself on that outer side. And he'll go up the line through the hands of Hayes, and we'll have it tossed in. Yeah, so Jimmy Allen comes in to take over this Werribee side, and still plenty of quality in this team. They're going to be hard to beat at Avalon Airport Oval this season, although Geelong did manage to do that last season, round 4. They got the win. They're only meeting in season 2023 as this ball's wrapped up. Of course, you can get behind the Werribee Football Club if you're a Bees fan. Have you got your membership yet? Check out the VFL website for all the details on the Werribee website. And of course, Geelong, their membership continues to be strong. Particularly an opportunity to spend a Saturday afternoon at GMHBA Stadium as Nevitt gets his hands to it. The handball over the top to Hardy. Twisting and turning, trying to put into the path of Herbert. He's worried off the footy. Brew coming in. There's holding the ball call. And it will go to Marcus Herbert, one of the vice captains this season for the Bankers. Goes wider to Jecker, one of the new recruits, to Murdoch. On the Cats list for a little while. He receives back from Van der Heuvel. In trouble is Connor O'Sullivan, and he's taken one high. So pick 11 from Albury. Had a couple of great seasons with the Murray Bushrangers. A player that can play in multiple positions on the ground. So I think you're going to see a lot of variety from him. The kick's been turned over, and Payer takes the mark for the Bees.
Payer centre wing. Oh, that wasn't all that great. Cut off by Herbert for Geelong. Eyes to the middle. Hardy takes the mark. He's got runners out wide. One of them being Jecker. Slices the kick up the middle of the ground, but it was stolen away. Bice provided the run. He goes to ground, though, on the outer side. It was a good defensive effort, though, from Bice. Never involved players on top of each other. It stacks on the mill. So Geelong, just the two behinds. Werribee were first to strike. If you're just joining us, with Harry Grintel kicking their one and only goal. And we get a second stoppage again on the outer side of the ground. So Payer up in the ruck on that occasion for Werribee. Kick smothered. Tries to go after the footy again. Herbert ran into the brick wall. Preston applied a really good tackle. Took him to ground. Brew with brute strength got the hand pass out. And this will be a free kick here for Werribee. So Clark now at centre half back. Wants to come broadcast side, and he does just that to Dalhouse. And now Dalhouse chisels the kick inside 50 and hits up Hudson Garoni. He's marked right on 50. There's players on the outer side, so he'll switch it up towards Riding now, and he hits up his man inside the forward 50. They worked that well. They were patient. And Corey Preston, who comes across from Williamstown with an opportunity here to kick Werribee's second goal of the afternoon, and it would be a very good start for them if he is to nail this one.
Yeah, they got a couple from Williamstown of the Tigers this season.
So Preston comes in, runs around, left foot kick is missing towards the right hand side, and a minor score. So Werribee 1-1-7, Geelong 2 behinds.
Jed Hughes to bring the footy back in for Geelong. Van der Heuvel. He's also been nominated in the state squad. It's coming around quick. It's gather round. It's not going to be too far away. Goodness. Here's Herbert going back around the body. They're just trying to clear here the Cats. They can't do so. Hughes Needs a mark. Got the hand came in there from Bradkey, the new recruit from Richmond. Ball turned over. Aiden Johnson. His kick going long and high all the way to the back. Payer is there. He's got the goal square all to himself and he'll kick the goal. I think for a second there, he was looking at the umpire to see whether there'd be a free kick going against him. There wasn't. He had 3 metres to cover and he kicked the goal. Bit of reward for effort for the Werribee side. And they've got 2 on the board as we're midway through this opening quarter. Yeah, so just mentioning Bailey Vander Heuvel was pretty much the lone representative for the Cats in terms of the state squad representation. Of course, they've got 13 AFL listed players in their squad this afternoon. Caelan Bradkey was involved there, coming from Richmond's AFL program. Spent a lot of time playing at VFL level. And a handy addition to the Cats VFL list.
Good to see Vander Heuvel represented in that state squad. A terrific season last year. Finished 4th in Geelong's VFL Best and Fairest. He was very strong for them throughout the season as Hardy. Short to Herbert. Pops the kick up and slapped out of there by Coughlin. Ducking and weaving was Humphreys. Gets it on the boot, but ill directed. Cutting across. Radovanovic. Oh, terrible error. Open goal. And Murray pops it through, and Geelong have their first.
Yeah, they're trying to get that handball over the top, and the error came in. And the 23rd player gets the job done. A little against the run of play in the last 5 minutes or so anyway. Well, that's a handy one for Geelong, the home team. A smattering of fans. Feeling a little half sort of cheer squad thing going on. They're on our side of the grounds. So some Hamish Lucas into the middle here for Geelong. Back we go into the middle. Conway's going at it as the ball back to Conway. This is Toby. Oh, beautiful delivery of the footy. Beautiful lace out. Here's Caelan Bradkey. We're just starting to get some run out of the middle of the grounds.
And Herbert as well has been doing a lot of that groundwork as well in and around the stoppage. It's been good so far.
So Bradkey on the Cats VFL list to being on Richmond's AFL list. 52 out. The kick's a good one. And that's no problem at all. So a couple of quick ones here for the Cats. And they put themselves in front as we tick towards time on in this opening quarter of this Smithies VFL. And remember, of course, the live games you're watching right now, the replays, highlights, stats, news, everything. VFL and VFLW can be found afl.com.au/VFL. It might be a contender for one of the Smithy snags this season. They have returned as well.
They sure have. And looking at some of the leading disposal getters on the ground, Hardy with 7 touches, and Herbert I spoke about with the 6. So that Geelong midfield working really well together. And for Werribee, Coughlin and also Garoni have 6 apiece in this first quarter of footy. Conway gets a free kick from the ruck contest, and he'll look wide. Humphreys pops the kick up. Oh, O'Connor have copped one. Split the way of riding, but it's been turned over. Here's Herbert for Geelong. A hand pass found his teammate, and White, just the tackle was a little bit too high, and so Shellcraft, recipient of the free kick, pops the kick up. The fist came from behind towards centre half forward. Andrews just got the hand pass away. Hayes, Malawal, now for Werribee. Good composure and a good mark from Aidan Johnson against Van der Heuvel. So Aidan Johnson at half back. Not quite sure what to do. In the end, he concedes some ground, switches the play, and Clark is there on the outer side. Kicks up towards the wing, riding for Werribee.
Maluau's
Henderson on short.
Yeah, Maluau's providing the longer option up the line there.
He was. He might get it from the Henderson kick, although closing late was Wiltshire. But Maluau really strong on the second bite of the cherry. Keeps the ball low and chiseled the kick to White. The former Cat, White, back to the middle. Henderson. And then Henderson, short to Radovanovic. On the point of the centre square. So they're just tinkering around with the ball here. He looks up. Coming out to meet it there was Grintel. Still going for it, Grintel. Got it up towards Conway. The hand pass to Riding. Riding from outside 50 up towards the top of the square. But going back to take the mark defensively was Darcy Edmonds.
Yep, we'll try and find some space here, Darcy Edmonds. From GWS's VFL team. Coming across to the Cats. Ball intercepted. Pinnock finds Maluau. And he will line up. Willie, he's looking left, he's looking right. Giving himself a bit more distance. And he'll load up from 50. Oh no, he's going to go around the player on the mark and give himself some more latitude. His kick's good anyway because Garoni takes the mark. Well, that was interesting. Sort of was motioning to go back and take the kick. Then you had the feeling he was going to go left, he was going right. And then eventually he got it in the right hands. So what's Garoni going to go do here? He's going to go around the corner. Let's see. The banana is good. So Garoni is on the board goals-wise. An entertaining start to this game here at GMHBA Stadium. Round one action. There's 19 plays 14. Just some of the leading disposal winners on the ground. Herbert, as you mentioned there, Josh, has 8 disposals for the Cats. Hardy with 7 and Garoni for Werribee with 7. Coughlin with 6 in this opening quarter. Inside 50 is fairly even. The hit-outs favouring the Cats 9-5. A few more tackles for Werribee. All of those stats, of course, you can find on the VFL app. Download it today. Keep up to date with everything that's going on with our live matches.
Well, it's been an entertaining quarter of football so far as we tick over 23 minutes gone. Conway and Conway. Toby Conway for Geelong got the tap out. Kick towards the outer side. Maluau's there ahead of Nevitt. And then an eyes up towards White. Plays on straight away. Left foot kick. Inside attacking 50. Caperon. Well negotiated mark. Looks wide to Nevitt. And then Nevitt to Murdoch. And Murdoch to Hardy now. So, Maluau was closing. Hardy just got the kick away. It impacted the kick, though. Spilling the mark was Jesse Clark. Werribee will win it back here, though. Henderson switches the play towards this broadcast side of the ground. And De Clace is there. Just assessing his options. He had the short option on. Ning and a good one, and Riley Bice.
Out of the Mark Stone Footy Factory, coming from Albury.
Yep.
One of the recruiters down at Werribee, been doing it for a long time, Mark Stone.
Bice up to half forward. The pack forms. And a strong mark from Toby Conway, the big ruckman. Takes the mark at half back.
Ah, the rise of the mobile ruckman, eh? It's beautiful to watch. Jecker trying to clear Maluau, working with Nevitt. Maluau's going to be paid the mark. Gets on with it pretty quickly. Around one, around Ham as well. He goes short. White. will kick inside the 50. Well, the Cats again will clear. Shellcraft will just go with one into the middle of GMHBA Stadium. And plenty of bees there as well. Conway, Coghlan. And now they get some run on the broadcast side. The kick will find de Clace. Too far out to score, you would think. 55 from goal. Wants someone to come to him, so he's just going to wheel around. He may even go the trip himself. Oh, yes! Great finish. He had a great season last year, Kai de Clace, and he's following up early on in season 2024. Was worried about the distance on the set shot, but he gave himself a few more metres and went bang. Great goal, great contest this one as we tick down towards quarter time here at GMHBA Stadium.
What a terrific kick. Absolutely brilliant from Kai de Clace. Of course, you mentioned, Peter, his season last year, 25 goals last season. So looking to build on some magnificent form as well. And he's opened up his 2024 season in tremendous fashion with a beautiful kick a goal like that.
It's one of those things we always talk about, particularly the standalone VFL clubs, players who could get onto AFL lists. De Clace has had a taste of it.
Yep.
Oh, come on, recruiters. There's opportunities here. And we should mention, too, Sean Manor, of course, being picked up by the Cats from Werribee, kicking a goal last night. A great performance in the grand final. He had a super season, deserved to be recruited.
One of the great stories to come out of the 2023 Smithies VFL season as the kick goes up inside the forward 50 for Geelong. But it was Bice who read it best. The left foot kick to the outer side is good and finds Pavlidis. He looks to the middle. Henderson now. He's had a fair bit of it in this opening quarter. Henderson to de Clace. And de Clace to Brew. And Brew, a beautiful kick up towards half forward. And it's Grintel. Runs around. Just got the kick away. Up towards full forward, Capper on over the top. But front position was O'Sullivan. Pick 11 in the draft last year. Takes an impressive mark. He gets it back in the back half of the ground. Tried to spin his way out of trouble. Now Conway. Ball wide now to Jekka. Wrapped up. Good pressure here from Werribee. Back inside. Picked up again by Grintel. And then Johnson just missed it on the hand pass from Andrews. And over and out it goes. Werribee will get a stoppage and try and lock this ball inside their attacking half of the ground.
The shadows of the magnificent Joel Selwood stand opened last week by the man himself. The standing room area. Still a little bit of construction work I see going on, tidying up the last few bits and pieces, but it's great to see this ground finally complete. As they're waiting for holding the ball, certainly the Werribee fans thought so. Conway taken off the footy. Quick kick out of the pack there by Thar. Getting towards the line. And we will have it tossed in right next to that behind post. Yeah, about 3,000, I think, standing room places as part of that grandstand. I suppose if it looks like they don't want them anymore, they can always put seats back in. But at the moment, it's a standing room up there.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah. Bringing back the standing room. At least you won't need a series of beer cans to be able to see over the top of the people in front of you. That is the quarter time siren. Great quarter of footy from both sides. It's Werribee, though, with the advantage. 4-1-25 to Geelong, 2-2-14. All single goal kickers. Second quarter underway.
And looking forward to it as well. It was a strong first quarter, a strong showing from both sides. So back in the middle, Toby Conway with the tap. Here's Willis for Geelong, sends them into attack. At the back of the pack there was Foster. Got the spoil in though. And now Nevitt for Geelong. A hand pass to Cloesi from the boundary. It might go all the way. It's just been touched. And knocked over the line for a minor score. So Geelong 2-3-15. Werribee 4-1-25. And so Coghlan to bring it from full back. Steers the pass to Pinnock. Looking up the line. Well, the target. Over the back, Hayes. And then in towards the middle of the ground. Big contest there. Here's Conway. Got the hand pass away. Jecker straight onto the boot. Inside attacking 50, but second bite of the cherry. Jesse Clark takes the mark defensively. Looks to the middle. Henderson couldn't take the mark. The fist came, but he got the ball up to Coughlin. On the boot to the outer side. And Payer now. Around Caperon. Likewise Willis. Kept going. Pops the kick up inside 50, but Murdoch was there all alone for Geelong and takes the mark defensively.
Well, there was only Geelong plays he kicked to there. Shellcraft takes the mark here, but it looked up, he didn't see much he liked. It's good defending by the Cats as the kick goes towards centre wing. Looking hard there, Bradkey. Well, eventually spills to ground. Riccardi there at the bottom of the pack for the Cats. Good tackling pressure from Werribee. They all unpicked themselves out of that contest. Riding's getting out of the way. Well, as soon as Edmonds picked up that footy, he was set upon by John Brew. And that's not something you want.
No.
Under any circumstance. Now, there's going to be a free kick for over the shoulder. It's going Geelong's way. It's going to be Hardy with the long ball inside 50. Foster is hopelessly outnumbered, but he picked up the footy anyway. This is just going to be kicked off the ground. Trying to work it out was Neil. He couldn't in the end. He'll have another go. Was taken off it. No call from the umpire, but Werribee's got it anyway. They need to be careful. Henderson lost the handle on the footy. He was tracking it. Thought it was his. Working hard is Willis. One way, then the other. And now they're in a little bit of trouble as they try and clear. Oh, they've got some space now, though. They can do what they like. Edmonds, the kick across and finds Nevitz. And just the space opened up. And Rich Nevitt will line up and have a shot directly in front.
Well, you called it, Pete. He had a couple of options in the end and a really strong mark from Nevitt as well.
So he'll step in after jumping off the plane from Adelaide. And he'll slot his first of the afternoon. A good start for the Cats in this second quarter. Just taking a look at the leading disposal winners on the ground to where we are now. A couple for the Cats. Hardy and Herbert with 9 apiece. And 9 for Henderson for Werribee. 8 for the skipper as well in Coughlin. Inside 50s 13-12 in favour of Werribee. A few more hit-outs for the Cats, but an even contest whichever way you look at it.
No, definitely. And the Cats cut the margin back to 4 points. 3-3-21. Werribee 4 goals. 1-25. So Nevitt on the board now. Joins Bradkey and also Tobin Murray, as well as the goal kickers for the Cats. Out of the middle, Hardy to Herbert. Oh, Henderson ran him down, holding the ball. Werribee can go inside. Dalhouse has been wrapped up. Too high, though.
Free kick.
And a free kick is going the way here of Dalhouse, and Werribee directly in front, 40 metres out. It just slipped high, that tackle. So it could be a quick reply from Werribee. Jay Dalhouse from directly in front comes in. The kick is on its way and he's missed left-hand side for a minor score. 4-2-26 now, playing 3-3-21.
So pick 63 for the Cats in the draft last year. Lawson Humphreys to bring the footy back into play. And he might want that one back. We'll have it tossed in. Don't think you can call for insufficient intent. I'm pretty sure that wasn't his intent in the first place. So an error from the Cats. As this ball gets tossed back in. Conway of the Sam variety getting the tap down for Werribee, and he's going to be pressed into service momentarily again. So the Conways go at it. Give that one to Toby, Geelong this time. Herbert trying to go for the footy. There's a free kick. It will go the way of Geelong. So look to clear. Murray, the 23rd player today for the Cats, goes up the line. You're going to play it to the player in front. And when he's a big, tall target like Toby Conway, you're going to give it to him. Herbert, long ball inside 50. Well, the mark's been taken at the back by Nevitt. But it was fortuitous because Shannon Neal jumped for the footy, missed it completely. Maybe it was a set play.
Yeah.
I don't think so. But Nevitt, chance to score his second of the afternoon. And put the Cats in front. So moving to... We're in the early stages of this second quarter. Here's Nevitt just inside the 50. It's not going to be a goal. So off target on that occasion, but Geelong pressing. It's an entertaining contest here in this Smithies VFL clash. Round number 1 here at GMHBA Stadium.
Coughlin from the fullback position runs out of the goal square. And the kick not great though. Stolen by Humphreys on the run. Left foot kick towards the top of the goal square. A couple of Werribee players back there. Bice one of those. Switches towards the outer side. It was a beautiful kick. And now Hayes had plenty of space and time. Hits up his man in Aiden Johnson. Centre wing outer side. Aiden Johnson keen to move things on. Over to Dalhouse. Dalhouse has Maluau on. Maluau runs to 60, looks up inside the forward 50. The spoil was effective there from Hamish Lucas as he punches it out of bounds. And may have stopped an opportunity there for Werribee to kick their 5th goal of the afternoon as they were streaming forward in numbers as well. So tossed in by the umpire, fell short. They might
do it again.
Get the umpire to do it again, they will. So a secondary throw in. Johnson having to go up in the ruck against Conway here. Conway worked his way to the front. Herbert for Geelong.
Yeah,
Andrews high, yeah. So Andrews, it'll come back to him. Comes across from Williamstown. Andrews, after 41 VFL games there, pops the kick up. Conway front position. Hayes is there. The hand pass wide now. And now Ham to Clohessy. And Clohessy takes the mark. Told to move on by the umpire up towards the wing. Johnson flying over the top of the pack. Wiltshire on the boundary line. The hand pass inboard, but Werribee steal it again. The kick goes up inside the forward 50. But there's only one man back there, and that's Conway for Geelong.
Oscar Riccardi a little worse for wear in that previous contest. He's okay though. He's just shaking it off as we see this ball move on to the broadcast side. Murdoch over the top to Willis. We'll go with a short handball to a teammate who's in all sorts of bother. Riding did really well. The tackle on Herbert, and we'll have that ball tossed in. It's probably handy, Herbert's position right next to the boundary line there. So 10 minutes in this second quarter. Opening round of the Smithies VFL for season 2024. In the end, Johnson was going to take it on his own. A free kick will go the way of the Cats. Shellcraft to take it. So Cade Shellcraft up towards centre half forwards. Not really in the marking contest, but was Radovanovic who sort of dropped it in the last. In fact, it was Bice who dropped it in the last second. Clohessy will take the free kick deep into the forward pockets. A little juggler by Cooper. So a state squad member this season. DeClace is in all sorts of trouble, brought down by Lucas. The umpire giving plenty of latitude. And eventually this ball will be tossed up.
Well, Lucas did well to lock up DeClace then, after going back with the flight in that previous marking contest as well. Courage from all angles on that occasion. Ball tapped out towards the boundary line, and Wiltshire was there and sees it over and out. So some of these new draftees to keep an eye on. Connor O'Sullivan, one of them, as well as Lawson Humphreys, Phoenix Foster as well for the Cats. Tossed in again. Johnson fell to ground, but the hand pass to DeClace was effective. And now it's with Pavlidis, who kicks towards the outer wing, but Van der Heuvel strong on the wing. Wheels around, left foot kick off the side of his boot. Brew captured the crumb, but was wrapped up. DeClace, errant hand pass. O'Connor, his hand pass didn't find the intended target. In the end, it's taken by Andrews for Werribee. Up towards the Garoni direction. It bounced over the top. And now Payer gets to 40, runs into the open goal, and across the face misses. An opportunity gone begging there for Werribee and Payer. And he'd want that moment back.
Yeah, it was a wide open 50. He was the only one heading towards goal there, but he had two Cats who were closing in very rapidly, so decided to pull the trigger a little early, which, yeah, he would have wanted that back. Here's Murdoch, just to straighten himself up. He could have got another 10 metres or so. Anyway, Shellcraft is here in the back pockets. Just go long up to centre wing. Looking for some tall targets. Falls to Wiltshire. And we'll toss that footy up. And a beautiful day for football. A little bit of early light rain for the Rebel VFLW match, but no problems now as Shellcraft goes around the body towards the centre wing. And the tackling pressure is fierce out there. The umpire will come in again and intervene as Pinnock gets to his feet. Wiltshire taking a little longer, understandably so. Wait for the rucks to settle. Looks like it's Neal in the ruck for Geelong and Johnson for Werribee. And they're going to be pressed into service again. Heading towards the midway point of this second quarter. The scoring has dried up. We've only had just the one goal. That went the Cats' way. It's DeClace. Close quarters to Brew. Handball over the top, not hitting its target. Clohesi just dribbling inside 50. Murray doing well as the 23rd player. Just battling on his own, really. Going back in to get the footy. That is dangerous. Taken off, it was Cooper for Werribee. Oh, player caught one in the head there. No call from the umpire. Andrews just holds his handball. DeClace goes with a shorter ball. Pinnock does well to just beat the traffic. His kick up the line looking for Grintel. It's been cut off. Now the Cats through the corridor. Ham with a long ball to the one-on-one. It's too heavy though. And this ball should be dribbled over the line. I think it is, yep. The goal umpire saw it. And probably good for Vice just to see that ball headed over the line because he was in a little bit of trouble there, to be fair, Josh.
I think he was happy to hear the whistle of the boundary umpire there, Riley Bice. So 15 minutes gone. Second quarter action here at GMHBA Stadium. Kick from out of the stoppage. It's picked up there by Brew to Coughlin. And then Coughlin riding. Last line of defence for Werribee. The kick is wide. Over and out it goes. The target on that occasion was Pinnock. Missed him.
Now there's no one out there to get that footy. It's about 5 rows back, so the trainers has to jump the fence to find the footy. There it is.
Yep.
Occupational hazard, really.
That's right. We get it back, though. That's the main thing. Tossed back in by the umpire. Johnson through traffic. Coughlin did well. The ball was kept low, though. Picked up there by Hardy. Left foot kick across the face of goal. And out of bounds it goes in the opposite pocket on the right-hand side.
Very congested inside 50 here.
No, it is. But another opportunity in the forward half of the ground for the Cats, and that might be recalled. It was quite shallow. Sam Conway had to make up a fair bit of ground to try and get that ball. So Conway and Foster up in the ruck. Here's Andrews, tried to spin his way out of trouble, did so, and was able to get the hand pass away. Other side of the ground now, Brew wrapped up by Hamish Lucas. The hand pass though to Grentel, and a beautiful kick finds Garoni.
Much up ahead though.
Yeah, just waiting for some options now. He had a short option on the outer side. Preston looks up inside the forward 50. Johnson, the target. Front position there was Jekka. And Geelong now through Herbert can exit their defensive half to the outer side. Rolling ball. And the boundary line will beat Radovanovic, one of the new faces in this Werribee lineup.
He is Stefan Radovanovic from Geelong. EDFL. Afternoon to Adam Sarakoglu, part of our commentary team. Be liking the fact that I've mentioned the EDFL. He's intending to set a new record for mentioning their competition in this coverage throughout this year. All wrapped up. And we'll have it tossed up. So the Conways again going at it. Toby trying to pick it up here. Sam just trying to say to Toby, you go at ground level, I'm not going down that low. Ball spilling free. He's had it taken off him. Riding kick inside 50, looking for Garoni. Slipped back outside 50. Get out of the way, umpire. It's a hot footy. DeClace twisting, turning, and the kick is a good one. Had to go with a shorter option in Henderson. And Henderson this time will go long. Ball off hands, Van der Heuvel. And they've got the numbers. Lucas back there with Jekka. And he goes a bit wider to Hardy, who can go for a bit of a run. Kick into the middle of the ground is good. And it's a big kick from Clohessy. 2 kicks and they're inside 50. Here's Foster leading in the race for the footy. Being worried off it by Cooper. Oh, he did well in the end. Well done the Bees here, but they're still in a little bit of trouble near the pocket. This kick should be okay. It is. They managed to work it out. Radovanovic will go further afield. Pinnock on that outer side. He goes short and finds Andrews on centre wing.
So Andrews, former Seagull. Comes back inboard. The kick wasn't on point though. Mopping up there was Bice. And then Bice towards the boundary line. Brew just got a quick kick away. Conway applies a strong tackle there on Jed Hughes. And the umpire will be required to restart play. So Sam Conway and Toby Conway in the ruck duel. Sam Conway, of course, aligned with University Blacks. And if you're a VAFA fan, you would have seen him last year in the back half of the season. Clohessy at ground level. Here's Humphreys. Put the hand pass away. Hardy can track it. Just got the kick away. Inside 50. Radovanovic happy to see it over and out.
That boundary umpire was about 50 metres away,
yeah.
So there's just that moment of hesitation. I think the field umpire was all right, making sure where that footy was. It was just very casually dropped. No one's made the call. There's no whistle there. So the ball back into play. Foster taken away by Radovanovic. Here's Andrews. Up towards centre wing. Here's Johnson playing the lone hand there, surrounded by Cats. Conway. His kick in the middle of GMHBA Stadium. Murray, the 23rd player, ran in the tackle. He actually lost the footy first, and it's turned over. Here's Cooper White. Knows these surrounds. Has to get the ball away. He does. De Clace kicks up towards half forward. Oh, player slipped from the Cats. Here's an opportunity. Grintel. He's going to have a shot from 40 and miss. Oh, he could have got another 10 or so metres further forward there too. A low-scoring second quarter into time on. Can't imagine there'd be too much time on, but a goal the difference at GMHBA Stadium.
A couple of moments they'd almost like back there, Werribee. A couple of occasions where they've had vacant goal squares and maybe a bit more time to run with the footy, get a little bit closer to goal. Herbert involved in this contest. Ball still moving around, umpire letting it go. De Clace with the tackle on Neal. And so tossed up again. Sam Conway knocked it down. Andrews through traffic, but was taken by Conway, and so Geelong take the advantage. Here's Ham. He has the player over the top. Ham will get it back from Bradkey, and then looks up inside the forward 50. Beautiful kick, and Murray, the 23rd player.
And 50 metres.
And 50 metres as well.
Oh, he's dealt with after he marked that footy. Was made to earn it.
A great build-up, though, for the goal as Murray puts it through for his second of the afternoon. And Geelong get one back and scores a tide at 4-4, 28 apiece as we head into the main break.
1 goal 3 for Werribee in this quarter. 2 goals 2 for Geelong. And that 11-point margin has been slowly whittled down now. Plenty of other Smithies VFL matches being played today. 3 to come tomorrow as well. Richmond getting a win up on the Gold Coast in the earlier game. Plenty of others being played. North Melbourne and the Northern Bull Ants at Arden Street. That one not too far away from a start. Catch every game, the Smithies VFL, live and free on afl.com.au or the AFL Live app. There's Conway. That's Sam Conway for Werribee getting the tap down. And the umpire will come in again. Cooper White at the bottom of that pack. Werribee colours, not Geelong colours. There he is with the footy, being dragged down by Willis. Another stoppage. Emotionally, the momentum with Geelong in this second quarter, but it's an incredibly even contest. Riding, just getting his hand in there at the crucial moment. Murray, now Herbert. Andrews needs to get rid of the footy. He does. Clark. And they've got some space now, Werribee. Kick up to half forward. Payer coming out to meet the footy. Again, working hard, Grintel. He's going to get on the end of this handball. Did really well. Put it into the path of Clark, who had to double back. Now they're in trouble. The Bees, good tackling pressure again. Lucas, that player for the Cats. Working hard, White. Managed to extract the footy. Going around the body is Preston, wearing Matt Hansen's old number. And his kick is good for Jay Dalhouse. And Matty Hansen, one of the players leaving the club, retiring at the end of last season. And Jay Dalhouse with a chance to put Werribee back in front as we tick down to half-time here at GMHBA Stadium. A few words from Shannon Neal to Hamish Lucas. Very happy with the effort that he saw there. Dalhouse. His kick is good. His first of the afternoon. And Werribee, as we head towards half-time, 1 goal leaders.
And another good passage of play there from Werribee. Seen that a couple of times. Clean footy.
We should say that Matt Hansen, yes, retired from the VFL, but playing a bit of footy at Airport West, which I believe is also in the EDFL.
Yep.
So many different local competitions we can squeeze into one
I
broadcast.
had to squeeze in the VAF.
Of course you did. Absolutely you did.
Closing into half-time. And it's back to the middle. Werribee, the 6-point buffer. Bounce from the umpire is good. Sam Conway out of the middle. Dalhouse, rather White at the front. Strong tackle to lock things up. He and Humphreys having a little word to each other as they get themselves up off the ground. Herbert stripped of the footy. Toby Conway just got the kick away. Maluau, the hand pass to Clark. And now Pinnock. Outer side of the ground, Dalhouse, who kicked that previous goal, wrapped up by Van der Heuvel as he's taken over the boundary line. Van der Heuvel, of course, elevated to the leadership group this year after a really positive 2023 on and off the field for him. Tossed in again. Hamish Lucas not going anywhere because Corey Preston had him covered with the tackle. And the Conways going up in the ruck again. It's been an entertaining ruck duel so far. With Toby and Sam Conway. Nevitt from the stoppage, kicked round his body. At the back there was Pavlidis. And now Coughlin steers it towards the middle of the ground. And Bice had a bit of room. Looks up towards half forward. Nice kick. And Dalhouse. Can they get a quick goal late in the quarter? Dalhouse gives the kick off. Up towards full forward. Garoni going back with a flight free kick. In the goal square.
Well, Dom Brew with that kick.
Yeah.
Pinpoint precision across 55 metres.
Indeed. A beautiful kick. And Garoni now can finish off his good work from directly in front. Garoni has his second, and Werribee a crucial goal to put themselves 12 points up heading into half-time as we tick up towards 29 minutes gone in this second quarter.
Well, all of that hard work from the Cats, and now it's Werribee who have a little bit of the momentum in the shadows of half-time. Some of the leading stat winners on the ground. Well, it's been a good match for Mitch Hardy for the Cats. He's got 20 disposals heading towards half-time. Coughlin with 14 for Werribee. Everything else reasonably even between these two sides. Plenty of other games going on the Smithies VFL. Southport with a handy advantage over Port Melbourne, three-quarter time, 73-34. The Lions, 14-8-92, the Brisbane variety, leading Essendon 5-4-34. They're just into the final quarter there, and they've just started at Arden Street. North Melbourne 1-1-7. The Northern Bull Ants are yet to score. So plenty of other matches you can watch live and free, but stick with this one because an exciting second half is coming up. Brew first to the footy here. Luau held up in the tackle. Nice work from Nevitz. And we'll have the ball thrown up. So 2 goals, 3 for Werribee. 2 goals, 2 for Geelong. There's the kick inside 50. Foster might have had his jumper pulled at the crucial moment. Noticed at the umpire. Doing well there, Radovanovic. Just ran into the footy and just had the momentum. It will be a free kick going Werribee's way to that player. Let's see what he does. Just slowing things down. Called to play on. So Murray's going to run towards him. He's just going to go with a short kick. That's not 15. So Coughlin will go the long kick. Great kick too to Cooper White. Now, not much up ahead. Here's Garoni. He's wrapped up in the tackle. This won't be a bad result for Werribee if it can be held up, just because there weren't too many players up ahead. But a good contest, this one. And at half-time, it is Werribee 6-4-40, leading Geelong 4-4-28. 2 goals to Hudson Garoni.
No, that's exactly right. But now we're right to go. And the umpire bounces the ball in the middle of GMHBA Stadium to Clace's first on the scene. The hand pass up towards Henderson. Kicks to half forward. Johnson the target. Got it on the bounce and then delivers a kick in towards full forward. Garoni was pushed off the footy and now Geelong can mop up. The kick comes out and finds O'Sullivan, who takes the mark. One of the new draftees, O'Sullivan. 11. Oh, his kick was smothered by de Clace. Over and out it goes as Nevitt comes over.
Youth versus experience there.
Just joining us, de Clace kick. A wonderful goal in the second quarter, I think, or first quarter it was, of this game. Running goal from distance as well. All in dispute at the moment. O'Connor wrapped up. And here's White, but a whistle on play is going the way of Geelong here. So O'Connor, a short pass to Nevitt. Nevitt. Eyes diverting towards half forward. Clohessy was there, knocked out of his grasp. He captured the crumb though and did that really well. Got it to Ham, and then Ham towards Wiltshire. Kicks towards the middle. Maluau was strong with a timely fist. Comes towards Nevitt. Just got the hand pass away. Towards Hardy to fall forward. And unable to take the mark was Neal as he fell to ground and threw for a minor score. So 11 points now the way of Werribee 2 minutes in.
So Coughlin to bring the footy back into play. Curled to play on. He's going to look for Grintel, but the fists coming in from the side. And you had the sense that that was always going to happen. Well done, Wiltshire. Great follow-up work. Some of the leading disposal winners on the ground. I mentioned Hardy there, 20 disposals. 15 for Coughlin. For Werribee. And the stats pretty even as you'd expect with a low scorer, this one. Let's see if things start to open up in this second half. Working with the Conways. It's Geelong's Conway this time. It's a high tackle. And it's going to be a free kick that's going to come back to Werribee. Connor Thar to de Clace. Now, sees a lot of congestion up ahead. There's a lone hand in Aidan Johnson, who's all on his own inside attacking 50 for Werribee. If this kick gets out, it's going to go straight to him. They might almost get there. Grintel decided to go laterally as opposed to Johnson. Oh, a couple of cats collided. It might end up with him anyway. Ball in dispute. Henderson working hard. Preston. Cats player down. I think that might be Edmonds, who's in a little bit of trouble. Here's Coughlin. Play on, said the umpire. Ball towards the middle of the ground. Pavlidis is there. The debutant. Here's Clark. And he goes wider. Maluau. And Edmonds is in all sorts of trouble, being taken off the ground by the trainers. Brew gets the little crumb. Has to release the footy. He's wrapped up in the tackle. Can't do so. And we'll have it tossed up.
It's his right leg. A heavy limp as he comes towards the interchange as well. That was a big contest though. Friendly fire maybe.
So the ball spilling free. Henderson trying to get through traffic. Johnson. Maluau clears the space. His kick, not the greatest for Hayes, was set a task. And Clohessy, Big Ted, has it. And he's going to get 50 metres as well because he was a leg straight after.
Yep. So this will bring him up towards the centre circle, or just in front of it. Clohessy. He's got Murray out wide here on this near side, but decides to go long. He had grander plans inside attacking 50, but Coughlin takes the chest mark. Maluau now on the outer side. Has some space. He can take a bounce. He does. And then chisels the pass to Garoni. A sliding mark. Maluau kept running. And then Garoni short to Thar. So Thar looks up. Johnson, the target, worked his way to the front and takes the mark in front of Clohessy. And so Aidan Johnson will kick from a 45-degree angle or thereabouts, about 40 metres out. Werribee searching for their 7th goal.
He was given his jumper today, presented his jumper by Dom Brew, because he made his debut during the COVID years. So, of course, he wasn't allowed to do anything like that. So he finally gets his opportunity, but plenty of debutants for the Werribee side today.
And he gets an opportunity to steer that one home.
And look at him getting around him as well.
It's great to see as Werribee have 7 on the board.
Yeah, just his 2nd game. And great to see that response from his teammates. John Pavlidis, father of Jalen, was in the house as well, presenting jumper as well. Dom Gleeson, legend down in Werribee. As Johnson gets a nice round of applause as he goes to the bench. And of course, debutants for the club as well. So, handy goal for Werribee in this 3rd quarter. As the Conways go at it. Let's give that one to Sam. Good service to White, inside 50. Fist comes in. Here's Daly Andrews. Through the hands of Dalhouse. Eventually spills to Buse, in a little bit of trouble. Nevitt wrapped up in the Dalhouse tackle, brought to ground. Umpire leaves it for a while, and then we'll take possession of the footy. Conway. Pay up. DeClace. Just lost a handle on it. Hardy. Conway. Off bodies, legs, the whole lot. We'll have it tossed in. So, beautiful sunshine. The bad weather has cleared from earlier today. It wasn't really all that bad. Hadn't seen rain in a while as Conways go at it again. And we've got another stalemate. The scoring really has dried up. Really, midway through the 2nd quarter. Ball to the back. There's Sullivan. Only as far as DeClace riding. And DeClace will have to go back to the footy. Just worried off it by Riccardi. Oscar Riccardi on the VFL list now for the Cats this season. Still wanting to stick and play the club where his father played.
Keen to continue watching him throughout the season as the umpire sends the ball back into play. DeClace wrapped up by Riccardi. Right on the Toyota branding on this near side of the ground. The umpire tosses the ball up. Here's Nevitt from the congestion up to half forward. Running past the football was Murray. Now it was taken there by Clark. Over the top, Hayes. Werribee have some room now. Pinnock to Maluau on the outer side. A bouncing ball, takes possession. Has plenty of time though. Goes back in ball to Hayes. Hayes takes off. Kicks towards White, who crashed the pack. Ball fell in front of him. Clohessy gathered the crumb, but was wrapped up immediately by White and also Brew. So a stoppage. Ball spills at the back. And well, the umpire calls for it. Willis thought he was off to the races. So Toby Conway and Sam Conway up in the ruck, and a free kick.
Conway held Conway.
That's right. The umpire wants this ball back as
Mitch Hardy just threw that in the general direction. So the free kick's going to Conway, right?
It is.
Right.
Toby Conway. Defensive side of the centre line. Toby Conway with the Sharon in hand. Just pops the kick up short. Now Herbert. Step round to Clace. Looks up. Inside 50. Coughlin at the front. Here's Foster. Trying to get out of trouble. Did he throw that? Umpire said no. Andrews applied a strong tackle. Foster goes in it again. And nothing doing on that occasion.
Yeah, coming up to the Easter weekend next weekend. Of course, you know what that means down in these parts, Josh. It's Bells Beach time. Surfing getting underway this week.
A magnificent surf coast.
Of course, the holidays, school holidays too. A lot of people coming down these parts. Good tackle, Lucas, on Andrews there. Deserved to be rewarded, but he was dumped, said the umpire. It was the Werribee player working in the middle of the ground. Coughlin, Henderson. They've got some run. Dalhouse. They can spread wider if they want to. Now the long ball inside 50. Payers caught at the back. He might end up with a footy. Just needs to dribble it home. Needs the right bounce. No, Garone's there. He'll kick it. It doesn't matter. He was there. And he was going to make sure of it. That's his third of the afternoon. So is that counted as a pass or was that a goal attempt? I'm not sure. He could claim either of them. Probably going to call it a pass. 52 plays 29. And they're building up a nice lead now, Werribee, as we work to the midpoints of this third quarter. The Smithies VFL, potentially a Smithies snag coming up there.
Well, it was a good effort from Garone because he had the closing defender, absolutely smashed him and just got the kick away and through it went. So a nice bit of play there from Werribee. It was good to watch. And as you say, Pete, his third goal of the afternoon. So back to the middle.
Oops.
And we'll get that recalled. For a change, we've got Johnson and Neal contesting the ruck. Neal won that one down. Johnson to Brew. The left foot kick to half forward is to space. It's been knocked out of Dalhouse's grasp. Murdoch was strong over his head with a timely fist. So Johnson and Murdoch it was, will contest the ruck again. Rather Neal. Bobbling about. Andrews, Brew. Brew stood up strongly. Pinnock. Johnson involved. Hardy. Clohessy. Not escaping that tackle. Pinnock was strong. One of their key players, Louis Pinnock, for Werribee. To Clace. Captured the crumb, touched off the boot. Andrews got the hand pass away, but an error at one. Nevitt, that's centre wing. It was brushed forward there by Pavlidis. Foster goes in after it. The hand pass up to Nevitt. He was met by three Werribee defenders. There was no way he was getting out of that. And the umpire will come in and toss this footy up at centre half forward.
Ladies, of course, from GWS, coming back to play at Werribee this season. Neal, now Hardy. Neal again, just held up by Johnson. Clearing kick by Andrews. Should head towards the boundary line. It's going to pitch just inside. Dalhouse got his skates on. And his kick wasn't on the left, it was on the right. Oh, here he goes again. He got it back. He's going to go to Garoni. He's going to take the mark. How is that? It's a bit of razzle-dazzle. He put the afterburners on. He had to go with the right foot. It ended up fortuitously because he just kept going. Ball fell into his hands. And Hudson Garoni, chance for number 4. A great build-up. This is a really commanding lead for the Bees. Got a couple of goals already in this third term. Not going to add to that tally, though. So the margin now out to 4 goals here at GMHBA Stadium. The Cats need some sort of response.
They absolutely do. As the kick comes out from full back. Here's Murdoch. Looking up the ground. There's nothing on that he liked, really, so he looked wide. Jekker goes short now to Van der Heuvel. And now he goes to the Foster direction. Over the top was Cooper. His arm may have slipped high, though. So Foster. Centering out aside at GMHBA Stadium. Foster plays on and then kicks inside, attacking 50. It's been knocked forward. Johnson ran into trouble. Here's Ham, opportunity across the face. A minor score. Quick kick out of the pack there from Braden Ham. Of course, formerly with Essendon. He played 45 games. Here's Coughlin. From fullback, keeps that one low. Foster was there for Geelong and ensured that one was knocked out of bounds. The umpire is going to toss this in between centre wing and half forward.
Waits for everyone to get back into position. Looks like Johnson is going to be the player in the ruck with Neil. Neil just grabbed it out there. Cats inside 50. Coughlin, good body work. Nevitt just had the ball wrestled away from him by Radovanovic. Heading towards the line. Herbert managed to do well to keep it in. Edmonds, good to see him back on the ground. Henderson, though, has picked it up for Werribee. A little chipper ball over the top. Garoni. Oh. Well, he ran into a couple of Cats. They ran into each other in the end. Payer's kick is smothered. Trying to find a path through was Humphreys with the fist. Can't do so. Murdoch. They had a teammate there, and the kick is off target. And Clark short to Andrews. Very congested inside 50 for Werribee, so Andrews has to go across the ground, finds Henderson. So Jack Henderson, short ball. White, going by the inventive nickname of Whitey. As the ball spills out, Neil 360, 720 by De Clace. And that's going to be holding the footy every day of the week. So chance here for Kai De Clace. He kicked one from 60 out on the run in the opening quarter. Chance to add to that tally and make things tough for Geelong as we're heading towards time on in this third quarter. Goes around, he's going to go narrow. So back to that 4-goal margin here at GMHBA Stadium.
Humphreys short to Herbert. Herbert plays on. Runs it out of the back line. Conway almost. De Clace received the hand pass. He keeps it in and then bends it back inside the forward 50. Going back with a flight was Jekker. Takes a lovely mark and then comes wide to Riccardi. In the left back pocket. Riccardi Cross goal. Oh, it's dangerous. White's there, but it'll be front on contact. Herbert, the free kick. It was a dangerous option, though. So Herbert now for the Catters. Brings it wide. And Jecker again. Stamps the pass. Cade Shellcraft. To Caperon. The captain. Up to the wing. Down to Hoovel. Paid the mark. It was knocked out very late. Oops. Hardy got boot to ball, but it's cut off by Coughlin. Hardy now up to 23 touches in this game as Coughlin switches the play. And Pavlidis to the outer side. We've got options aplenty over there, riding over the top. And now here's Bice. Bice up towards the Payer direction. Stolen away though by Hamish Lucas. Gets that one on the boot. There's only Werribee defenders back here. And Coughlin now can go short again to the big fella in Conway. Provided strong representation. Conway to Clark. On this broadcast wing now. Clark. Eyes to the middle. And a short ball to Pinnock. And Pinnock looking laterally again. Radovanovic to the outer side. That's going to be cut off there. Riccardi got a hand in. And the Riccardi over the top to Braden Ham. There's only a couple of players home at the moment. Clohessie's got the footy. He can run to 40. He fires and he nails it. In fact, it may have been Willis. So Willis puts it through and Geelong have their fourth of the afternoon. 4:6:30. Werribee at 8:6:54.
They needed that goal, didn't they, just to give them a bit of spark. A good goal by Willis in the end because there was no one really up ahead of him. He had to run the footy inside 50 and found that he had plenty of open space. So 22 minutes gone in the third quarter. They just want to keep that momentum rolling. It's been Werribee just with the advantage for the bulk of the quarter so far. So back in the middle, important contest here for the Conways. Give that one to Toby, but Andrews is there. He overran the footy, as did Hardy. Brew, Conway taken high by Nevitz. It might take a little time to get up. He's only at 204 centimetres. The kick looking for Maluau. Buse jumped early. Maluau, he stayed down pretty much in the end. Now he's got to beat two. He dribbles it inside 50. Maybe a push in the back from Caperon. No, said the umpire. Hardy coming in to lay the tackle. Got to try and extract the footy. And Thar, I should say, ended up, not Thor, gosh, he's a bloke with a hammer. Thar had a couple to beat in the end, then had to be the tackler. Working hard, Conway, Nevitz. Kick outside 50. Just into the path here of Bradkey, who's right near the boundary line, and I think that will be adjudicated as a throw-in. So we're heading towards three-quarter time. Just the one goal for the Cats in this quarter, 2 for Werribee. The margin is at 3 goals. It was 2 goals at half-time. Ball bobbling around. Sam Conway picked it up in the end. Andrews got it down. Pinnock inside 50. They come flying in. Van der Heuvel creating the contest. It eventually spills out. They've got some space on this outer side. Riccardi looks up. We'll go to a big pack of players I could take the mark, but here's Clohesi. His kick. It's a one-on-one. Ham with the front position. The fist at the back, Pavlidis, who's got a bit of work to do now. Did well. Got it to the skipper in Coughlin, who gets it to Maluau at half back.
So Maluau with the ball in hand. Oh, not a great kick, and Willis cuts that one off. Point of the centre square. Willis looks up. Deep into attack for Geelong. There's no one home. And Jesse Clark takes the relieving defensive mark. De Clace over the top where we have the run and numbers as well. Thar. De Clace kept running. Go to Hayes on short. And Hayes is Brew out wide. And then Brew pops the kick up to half forward. They've worked that brilliantly. Grintel, that'll be 50.
Now they're all pointing at the umpire further down to see whether it was touched off the boot.
Well, there was no call from the umpire.
Well, usually if that happens, they're very loudly calling play on, play on, play on.
Straight away. As Grintel bunts that one home for his second of the afternoon.
Yeah, they were looking for the call and it didn't come, so it had to be 50. Let me just see whether Werribee have their full complement out there, or whether they've one player down, because I haven't called Riley Bice in this second half as yet. Anyway, we are getting to three-quarter time anyway, so I'm sure we'll find out. Well, another handy goal for Werribee in the shadows of three-quarter time. Back to that 4-goal margin. Let's do it, that one again. Don't forget we've got a state game this year. The VFL taking on the Sample. Men's representative match to be played in Glenelg during gather rounds. Means that we'll have Rebel VFLW action that weekend in Melbourne. As the kick from Henderson up towards the 50. A little juggling effort from Jecker. He's going to be paid, and he will be. Just copped a little bit of heat from Payer. Emerson Jecker, the former Hawk. Will go wider to Van der Heuvel. Looking to hug the broadcast side and look for Jed Buse, who gets on the end of it. De Clace standing the mark. So it's just being held up. Have they got time for one more? So goes up the line. And that's just going to drop short. And Jack Riding will go backwards. Clark to the skipper Coughlin. Maluau. So gone from one side of GMHBA Stadium to the other. Oh no, the mistake though from Pinnock. Did well in difficult circumstances. Shellcraft, Nevitz. In fact, it was Edmonds who picked up the footy. But they're away again. Werribee, Conway, the link player. Just shrugging the tackle was Preston. He'll get it back again off the handball receive. Took one high from Lucas. That one very, very clear. The umpire right there too. Riding, he's got a bit of a challenge here. Riccardi did well to affect the contest. Riding, well done Riccardi again. The second effort was good. Still didn't come up with the footy. Brew puts it up inside 50, but it's going to come straight back again. Buse takes the mark.
Buse, Humphreys copped one high there from Dalhouse, and this will be 50. So Humphreys be brought towards the middle of the ground, just in front of the centre line. He drives it long into attack for the Catters. Conway was there. Coughlin for Werribee applies the tackle. Ensures things are locked up as we close in. The final change, and something's happened here.
Nice little bit of push and shove going on.
Whistle. There's a bit of push and shove. So umpire tosses the footy up. Riccardi locked up.
And Riley Bice is now on the bench. He's ready to come back on. It's the Geelong coaching staff, Mark Corrigan in his second season down here.
Tossed up. Hamish Lucas just past the footy. Taken by Conway. And a free kick, though, will go the way of Henderson for Werribee in the back half, in the dying stages of this quarter. And the siren sounds. 3-quarter time. And it's Werribee by 24 points, 9-6-60. Geelong a 5-6.
Try that again.
Thank you, Peter Mercado. Make sure my mic's turned on next time. Here's the Clace from the middle. Maluau. Oh, almost tripped over his own feet. Maluau recovered though. And then, oh, good mark. Henderson over the top.
He should be.
And 50.
It might have been a reflex action from Jed Hughes there, but it was pretty obvious that that was going to be 50.
So this will bring him certainly within 30 metres, I'd say. And just a slight angle, virtually no angle to speak of. So Henderson yet to trouble the scorers today. Slight angle. Comes in. And that one hurts. Henderson maximises that opportunity to full effect. And he has his first of the afternoon. And it's now out to 30 points.
Yeah, and the worst of possible starts for Geelong. It's hard to see that they can pick up that scoring momentum. Kicked just the one goal in their third quarter. Werribee was able to put on 3. Next week back here. Got a couple of home games at GMHBA Stadium, Geelong, to start off the season. Box Hill next week. Werribee off to Queensland. They're taking on Southport. Southport with a couple of home games too. They get the job done. Got the job done against Port Melbourne earlier today. Sam Conway weighted down that time for Werribee. Henderson got it out. Maluau worked it to Brew. Player driving pass, and that was Bice. Back to Brew, who set his teammate a huge challenge. Henderson had to go back with the fly. It was dangerous. Lucas, ball partially smothered, and Ham will be taken over the line by that player. Bice, Albury, out of the Mark Stone recruiting footy factory. Not sure that makes much sense, but you get the idea of where that was going. This ball on centre wing. And the Conways go at it. Ham just trying to dribble it forward into the path of Bradkey. Just taken off the footy. So still at the turnover in the middle of the ground. Lucas with 360 managed to get away. Trying to find some space. A partially smothered ball. That one we saw. Bradkey. And just to get the kick away. This will be pretty good in the end. It'll work out for Willis. He kicked one in the third quarter and a chance now at his second. And, well, this will give them some hope, you feel. If you're a Cats supporter, both here at GMHBA Stadium and watching wherever you are around the place today, it's an opportunity just to get something going, put some pressure on their opposition. And he makes sure of that one. Goal number 2. That brings us back to where we were at 3-quarter time. 24 points is the margin here at GMHBA Stadium. Only the early stages of this final quarter. Let's see what they can come up with this centre clearance. They increase in importance the longer this quarter goes along.
Well, there's certainly still a pulse for Geelong after that Willis goal. Now got a couple this afternoon. So back to the middle. It will be the battle of the Conways. Announced by the umpire. Toby on that occasion knocked it down. Spinning his way out of trouble was Buse. And then a careful kick to Hardy. Someone's lost a boot there. I think
Hardy.
it could be, is it Hardy, is it? Yep. Man the mark, and Hardy chipped the kick up towards Neil. Neil from 55 out, drives it long to full forward. Big pack of players. And at the back there, Clark made sure that went over. He just walked very casually over the line.
Hardy can't put his boot back on, so he's run to the bench with the
Has
boot.
he?
He was kicking it in front of him. We know how dangerous that can be.
Yes.
Particularly if you're a Cats player.
Oh, what a beautiful kick to Maluau from full back by Coughlin. And now Werribee find themselves on the wing, outer side. Dalhouse looks up, vacant 50. Garoni was there by himself.
Daly Andrews was running past there. He just kept going. Yeah. Garoni turned his back. He's like, no, I'm still here. Still a chance. Over the top.
Well, he was the spare man back there. There wasn't a defender around him at all. He had open space and plenty of time. So this will be 4 goals for Garoni. He comes in and he sneaks it through. He's got 4. 4 of the very best this afternoon for Hudson Garoni. And again, a quick reply from Werribee.
1 in each of the quarters too. And just when they've needed it as well at times, Hudson Garoni as the steadier or the one to really push the momentum their way. Good to see from this Werribee Tigers side. I think there may have been some concerns going into season 2024 with the list of retirements and experienced players that left the club, whether they'd be able to match it. So far, so good. And for Garoni, equal leader in the Frosty Miller medal. Logan Morris for the Lions, Brisbane Lions, who kicked 4 today. Clohessy ran into Brew, and he was in a bit of trouble. Ball there into the path of Shellcraft. His kick was smothered. Maluau dumped in the tackle, and he's going to take the free kick. Herbert just a little too zealous there. No, he's going to get the free kick himself. I'll get it right eventually. So it was a good tackle in the end. I was right the first time. Tries to get around Maluau. His kick is going to be turned over though. Radovanovic to Andrews. Half back. Preston. They're in action at Arden Street at the moment. Short kick, riding. Are they going to be paid? No, it's not. So he's taken in the tackle by Nevitz. Umpire will come in and toss the ball up. Thought that was more than 15. Interesting call. And this should be another stalemate, you think? Nope, the ball's going to be taken away by Brew. Page is getting hands to it. The ball kicked forward. They're doing a good job. Just pushing it. So defensive 50. Jecker. Kick going wide from Caperon. Actually squaring it up, I should say, to Humphreys. Let's see what they can do with this kick outside defensive 50. A little bit of a battle there. Herbert got his hands to it. Shellcraft trying to build something. Goes with the footy out wide. Clohessy. He goes up to a very vacant 50. Running onto its Wilshire. His kick up to the top of the goal square. This is going to be one to Neil. One of the easiest he's going to kick in his career. And Shannon Neal has his first. And Geelong trying to get some momentum going 9 minutes into this final term. Well, we know that they're capable of it. The margin back to 23 points now. But we are going goal for goal, which is, of course, not what's is required if you're a Cats supporter. Certainly, if you're a Werribee supporter, you're very content with the way things are happening right now.
Well, it keeps the game entertaining. Conway and Johnson. And the ruck duel bounced by the umpire in the middle of GMHBA Stadium. Johnson with the tackle at ground level. The umpire will intervene. Sam Conway just slapped that one forward. Likewise Pinnock, volleyball style. Johnson extracts the footy. His kick was smothered though. Herbert went down. And Preston locked that footy up. With Shellcraft. Tossed up again. Herbert through traffic. Again, Herbert to Shellcraft. From 55 to full forward. Out the back. Radovanovic kicks around his body. A floating ball. And the mark has been taken. Pavlidis in the back pocket. Will drive this one up towards the Johnson direction. He worked to the front ahead of Van der Heuvel. De Clace to Brew. And then Brew quickly gets it on the boot up towards centre half forward. But front position was Emerson Jecker, a former Hawk. Will steer this to Van der Heuvel. Marks on centre wing broadcast side. Looks up. Eyes to the Foster direction, but it was well read in the end by Radovanovic, who cut that one off. Yeah, Brew on short. In the end he goes to De Clace. Didn't matter though. Andrews was there. Boot to ball. Now to half forward. With Jecker. For the Cats, able to mop up. Riccardi on the outer side. Bouncing ball. Captures control and a short kick to Caperon. Over the top. And now Hardy. To Humphreys. And then Humphreys brings it back towards the broadcast side of the ground. So Geelong happy just to tinker around with the footy at the moment. Willis with the fisted spoil. Taken though by Andrews. And now to Thar. And Paya is on receiving end of the kick. And will kick from a 45-degree angle. Have to strike from 50 though. And he might be able to take some time off the clock.
Well, that's objective one, but...
So what can he conjure up here? 50 metres out. Sam Paya comes in. The kick is across the face. It'll drop short, and the mark has been taken at the top of the goal square. And I believe that is Hayes.
Well, there were two Werribee players who were just ruffling that off in the end. The Cats player cleared out. You can see the defender from Geelong just trying to argue the case to say they might have been held back, but unfortunately, if you're a Cats supporter, that was just a little too easy.
From directly in front, Hayes sends it home. And again, after the Geelong goal, it is a quick reply to Werribee. And that's via the agency of Nicholas Hayes.
Well, so far so good in season 2024 for Werribee. In terms of structures, in terms of the way they're playing, in terms of the confidence that they have. And certainly all the signs are positive in round one. We can say it's only round one, but as we've seen at AFL level with grand final teams,
Yeah.
and sometimes you can turn up for round one and not quite be as sharp as what you were when you finished off the season, but no such problems for Werribee this afternoon. particularly with the personnel changes they've had as well. So Johnson into the ruck for Werribee. Here's Daly Andrews, nice extraction. He can go for a bit of a run. His kick going long up towards the goal square. Garoni just battling for it. Little quick kick. This is going to go through. It is. It absolutely is. I think it's Thar that's kicked it. It is. And they get to him as well. It just kept going. Connor Thar, what a great performance this is from the Werribee side. They've kicked clear, and that's almost the ball game you feel halfway through this final term.
Well, he somehow got boot to ball in amongst the traffic that was at the top of the goal square. It was messy, but it just kept going, as he called it, Pete, and it rolled over the line for a goal, and that margin out to 35 points now. 9th
different goal kicker for Werribee this afternoon.
So they've had plenty of scoring capability. Headlined, of course, by Garoni, who's kicked 4 this afternoon. Really positive from him. Herbert long inside the 50. Willis. Maluau with a strong tackle. He gets the ball back and just pops the kick up. Dalhouse will be paid a mark, so umpire believed it went the required journey. Dalhouse looks back towards the boundary line. Jack Riding to slow things up for Werribee. A left foot kick towards the wing is very wide indeed and out of bounds on the full, so I'm sure Riding would like that kick back. Jecker will bring this ball back into play for Geelong. Outer side of the ground, Jecker at centre wing. Runs it back inside the field of play and then sends it inside 50. Riding again. Gets boot to ball. It rolls out towards the line. It hugs the line. Thar able to keep it in. Delivers to Preston. And now Werribee up towards the payer direction. He went to ground, but Johnson kept his feet. He can keep going, Johnson. He gets boot to ball. A vacant square. It's across the face. And unfortunately misses by a fair margin. Out of bounds, though. They'll get a stoppage.
Well, he took the advantage. Ran with it. Could have kept running, actually. Again, another example of Werribee when they get inside 50, just having a bit more space, a bit more time than what they think. But anyway, as we wait for this ball to be tossed back in, still in a strong position for the Bees. Johnston was just trying to push O'Sullivan out of the way. Talk about his versatility, just doing the ruck work duties there for the Cats. And this ball is out of bounds. Now, is this a free kick? Yep. Is insufficient intent or deliberate in normal people language. It's De Clace with the footy. And his kick. Oh, Payer flew. Couldn't bring it to ground. Again, they're under siege. Nevitt's got to lay the tackle. It's a little bit high, but no, it's okay now. And we'll have another stalemate. Heading towards time on in this final quarter. Conway. Ball eventually slips out. Humphreys right near the boundary line. Bradkey coming out to meet the footy. And the Cats just can't get clear. And so Murray will just hand the ball back to the boundary umpire. Meeting with Box Hill next week. And for Werribee, a trip to Queensland. They're off to Southport, Fankhauser Reserve.
It'll be a great contest. Werribee and Southport. Toss back into play.
Push out.
So free kick for Grintel, who's kicked a couple of goals today. 50 metres out at the moment. He switches it to Riding on the outer side, and then he spears the pass into Pinnock, who takes the mark. He'll have to strike this from 50 metres, you would think, as we approach the 20-minute mark of the final quarter.
Oh, just be a bit of icy on the cake now. I think the way this contest, they've looked after the footy, the Tigers.
To extend the margin to 41 points. Pinnock comes in, and Pinnock goals. Beautiful strike at the Sharon from Louis Pinnock.
It certainly was, but we expect nothing less from him. And he adds himself to the goal kickers list. It's an expansive list, and it's also a 5-goal quarter now for Werribee. 5 goals to 2 in this final term. Hardy's still leading the way in terms of individual disposal, up to 27. De Clace with 26. And Brew with 25, along with Coughlin and Henderson. And Herbert with 23. Inside 50 count now, 45 to 40 in favour of Werribee. Hitouts in favour of the Cats. It'll be Werribee that'll be celebrating tonight. Super performance from them. And they've turned the tables on the Cats, who beat them last season. Riding, Andrews. Across the ground, Bice, Hayes. That's a good kick. Pinnock. Centre wing on this broadcast side of the ground, or the shady side. And the kick, looking for Garoni. Van der Heuvel with the fist. Oh, it falls fortuitously. Fathar, he's brought it back. Almost. Brought it back. That would have been icing and the cherry on top, I would have thought. As this kick comes in, oh, it's dangerous. Looks like it's going to be turned over. Riding, goes a little chipping ball. All right, have another go. Oh, he does. He wants to play on quickly. He's going to put it through. He moved on quickly. 7-point play? Possibly. He's seconds. Both of them coming in this quarter. And now they're adding a little bit of percentage to Werribee and looking particularly good as they run out this opening round game of the Smithies VFL.
He's kicked a couple of ripper goals as well today, Connor Thar. So positive from him as he begins the 2024 VFL season. And Werribee will be pleased with their performance this afternoon. Back to the middle. Payer and Conway. Conway read it best. The hand pass towards Herbert. Payer was wrapped up by Herbert, spilt to Andrews. Maluau out to Riding. Riding a left foot pass, and Delhouse takes the mark. Centre wing on the outer side. Keen just to slow things up. Concedes some ground. Coughlin, centre half back. Again to Delhouse. Riding. Delhouse again. 3 easy touches for Jay Delhouse. He goes back to Riding. And they're just playing a bit of kick-to-kick here now, Werribee. Riding now. Goes long. Johnson direction. Fist came from behind. Van der Heuvel to Clohessy. And now Nevitt for the Cats. Nevitt plays on. And then runs it and then kicks up towards half forward, but again it's Werribee with the numbers to Clace. Steers the kick. And Henderson dabs it over the top. And here's Brew. .24.5 minutes gone now in this game. And Brew will just thump it beyond the wing. Grintel the target. Johnson captured the crumb. Shovels the hand pass to Garoni. Grintel with a strong tackle. Spilled out the side. Volleyball style there from Edmonds. Able to get it towards Buse. Big contest there though. Brew again. Drives it inside 50. Dalhouse captured the crumb brilliantly. Fires at the goal. And that's a beauty. Dalhouse kicks his second of the afternoon. And Werribee now have their 16th goal.
Yeah, there were 3 Werribee players to 1 inside forward 50 there. We're just seeing a couple of the Cats players just stretching out. First game for, official game for some of these, all of the VFL players and some of the AFL listed players as well. It's not overly warm this afternoon. It still doesn't replace all the training, the pre-season, everything like that. Doesn't replace getting into the early burlier matches. But now they've kicked well clear. I think now this is kind of getting to the stage where you go, well, if you're both teams, you might just shake hands and walk off if you had the opportunity. So time running down. We'll redo that bounce. An ideal start for the Tigers in season 2023. In fact, it's a double Tiger victory today with Richmond winning up on the Gold Coast against the Suns. Andrews try and clear the footy. Edmonds shrugged the tackle. His kick's turned over though. Riding been good today. We're seeing plenty of minutes throughout season 2024, you would think. Or wider. Hayes. Goal in this final term. I just feel that building again to something where it'd be such a strong club, both on and off the field. Maluau, that was a little bit awkward.
Dug his knees into the turf then.
Not long to go now. The kick. Up towards centre half forward. Thar was there. Andrews, kick into the pocket. Van der Heuvel needs to be careful. Escorts it to the boundary line and we'll have it thrown in. Earlier today in the Rebel VFLW, it was a win for Carlton over Geelong. So not going to be a successful afternoon for the home side here at GMHBA Stadium. A doubleheader back here again next weekend. Hardy, Caperon, O'Sullivan, the debutants. As they try and work this out, Humphreys working with his fellow debutants. He's got it back again, O'Sullivan, and he's got 3 players to contend with, and he's going to come up with a free kick.
So kicks beyond the wing now. And Neil was the target. Clark, the defensive effort, ensured that one went over and out. They can reset. 28.5 gone. 54 points the margin. Tossed in by the umpire. Conway and Johnson. Kick comes out of the stoppage. Pay a direction. In a bit of a contest there with Jekka. Caperon takes it for Geelong. And a nice pass to Ham. He looks to Riccardi. Riccardi by foot. to Clohessy. On the outer wing, defensive side of the centre line, he drives it back to centre half back, Caperon. Back towards this near side wing. And now Herbert. There's some options inside. And one of them is Conway, as the big man takes the mark just inside 50. And we'll go back and try and steer this one home.
Yeah, hasn't had that feeling. I mean, yeah, it has been a feeling of a Werribee win, but it didn't have the feeling of this sort of margin, though.
Yeah. I mean, the first half was goal for goal, really. As Conway comes in, gets very close to the man on the mark. That's going to drop short. Contest now at the front, and then the kick there from Shellcraft is offline, and through it goes for a minor score.
So the dying stages of this one here at GMHBA Stadium. Across the 30-minute mark. It's going to be a longish quarter. 7 goals for Werribee, just 2 for Geelong. Not too far away from siren time. Successful start for the new coach of the Werribee side, Jimmy Allen. State footy legend coming back to work with Werribee. Payer's kick looking for Garoni. Does well to mop up. Dalhouse, Brew, Malual. Kick over the top. Preston through his hands. Andrews was there. Picked up by Conway for the Cats. Working in tight quarters was Edmonds, who's had a good final quarter. Over the top to Riccardi. His kick inside the 50. Neal just goes one-handed in the end. That's all he could do. And the ball will be cleared by Clark. May only be temporary. Oh, player was Falcon there. It's going to be play on to Riding. Brew. Across the ground, Payer. Getting close to siren time. As the final seconds tick away. Oh, Dalhouse caught in that contest. Came flying in, and there's your siren. There's a comprehensive win first up for the Tigers in season 2024. And they get it done nicely. 16-7, 103 to Geelong, 7-8-50. So they'll be really happy with that first up win. They put the foot down in that final term. They kicked 7 goals to 2.